from streaming for a couple of months for a variety of reasons. Got to turn down the sound in my headphones. And decided to come back to it again. This time playing a game I started playing not that long ago called Slay the Spire, which has seen a lot of very positive feedback from players. I decided to try it out, and I'm having a blast with it. The basic premise of the game is pretty simple. You start with a deck based around one of the three characters, and as you go along you pick up new cards or move cards from your deck, and you use those cards to defeat the variety of enemies you face. Now, I have beat the game with the Ironclad, and with the Silence I'm going to be using the Defect, trying to get an Ascension here. The Defect uses a lot of orb manipulation to do damage, or to heal themselves, or to do all kinds of other things, so it'll make sense as we go along. Let's talk to the god here, or whatever he is. See, I can choose to remove two cards if I take 21 damage. I can trade my relic for a random boss relic, obtain 3 random potions, or choose a card. I think I'll just choose a card. I've been learning this character bit by bit. I'm not a big fan of Frost. Frost orbs will give you a shield that at its base gives you 2 defense every turn, which really isn't a whole lot. Deal some damage, draw a card for each unique orb, or remove all block from the enemy. I think I'll take the remove all block from the enemy. So you have multiple paths in the tower that you can choose. You start down in in this case I have 3 paths to choose from, and I go all the way to the top from here. It looks like I can't avoid elite enemies, so I've just got to decide how I want to do it. Let's see, there's 2 enemies there, and elites. I'm going to take this route here, because it does give me access to at least 1, if not 2 shops, depending on how I go. So, 3 energy to start with. All the cards have a mana cost in the upper left-hand corner. Mana, focus, whatever you want to call it. Focus actually is used for this orb that's I'm looking for. When you run out of energy, your turn is pretty much done. Defend adds block. Block, if their enemy's going to attack you, blocks some of the damage they would do to you. If you have more block than they do damage, you don't take any damage at all. In this case, you can see what the enemy is intending to do. The enemy intends to buff themselves. This enemy always casts a buff first turn that causes them to gain more and more strength, so they do more and more damage over time. So I'm going to go ahead and do a strike and a melter, because he's not going to attack me. And since I don't have any more attack cards, I'm going to just cast defense. Discard the remaining cards and I'm done. Now, you draw cards every turn, and when your deck runs out of cards, you just shuffle your discard pile back and get it all back again. Now, in this case, the enemy is going to use an attack for 6 damage, but I only pulled 1 defend, so I'm going to take a point of damage. You'll notice that little yellow glowing thing next above my character. It's a lightning orb. It's going to do 3 damage to the enemy every turn. So we're going to go ahead and defend. Dual cast will allow me to use the orb twice, but then the orb is used up. So I would deal 6 damage, but then I wouldn't have any orbs. So I'd rather keep the orb, personally. We'll just strike twice and pass turn. They'll attack for 6. Since I have 5 block, I only take 1 damage. Channeling a lightning causes a lightning orb to show up. Now, they're going to attack for 9. However, my orbs go off at the end of the turn. So if I count, he's got 14 hit points remaining. If I use 2 strikes, it'll deal 12, and the orbs will finish off before it can even deal damage to me. So I'll just do that to kill it. Whenever you win a battle, you get loot, which sometimes can include potions, which are one-shot items you can use to kind of sway the battle in your favor. And you get the chance to add a card to your deck if you want. You don't have to take the card if it's something you don't want. So, genetic algorithm, gain 1 block, permanently increase the card's block by 2, and then exhaust. So, basically, the first time you use it, you get 1 block. Next time you use it, doesn't matter which battle, you get 3 block, 5 block, 7 block, etc. So over the long term, yeah, I can add a lot. Exhaust means you use it once, and then the card is exiled from your deck for the rest of combat. You get it back after combat's done. Innate means I'll start with in my opening hand. I'm going to go ahead and take Boot Sequence. I actually like that card. Your mileage may vary, but it can be useful if you're facing an enemy that likes to blow a lot of damage right off the bat. So I'm going to go to the shop here real quick. Capacitor's great. Add 2 orb slots. One alternative down here is the card removal service, which you will sit there and say, well, why would you want to remove cards from your deck? The answer is, I was watching Northern Lion play this game. He played it a lot. I think he still does. And I would really recommend watching him for Slay the Spire or Binding of Isaac stuff. But he pointed out it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. The more cards that you have in your deck, the less chance you have of drawing that really awesome rare card you have. So you can remove cards from your deck that aren't very useful anymore, and it removes the chance of you drawing them. In this case, I'm not going to remove cards. I want Capacitor, and I do want Recursion. Recursion causes me to use whatever orb is in the rightmost orb, and then I get a copy of that orb back on my far left slot. It doesn't seem like it'd be too terribly handy, but it is. Oh, and that was actually a question mark room. So I can skip the shop because I don't have any gold left. So I'm going to go ahead and fight this enemy instead. So the enemy's going to pop for 11. Innate Boot Sequence starts in my hand and is free. So I'm getting a free blast right off the bat. I'll use Defend. That puts me up to 15 blocks. I'm good there. I'll use Capacitor to gain extra orb slots, which I need to get more cards allow me to channel Lightning. Ball Lightning comes to mind, deal damage and channel Lightning. There's other cards, Zap, I think, in my deck will allow me to do so. They're not going to attack this turn, they're going to buff and defend, so I'm going to go ahead and hit them for as much as I can. Excuse me. So they gain 3 strength, 6 block. Now they're going to do 14 to me. So I would actually have to use all of my blocks just to block that damage. Instead, I'm going to drop a Zap. And then I'm going to go ahead, let me see. If I use Recursion, it's going to deal 3 damage, and I'll get another orb back, so that'll be 9 damage total, so that won't finish it. So let's go ahead and block twice. I'll take 4 and deal 6 back, which breaks their block. Now I'm set up for next turn to win. Especially since they're going to buff. You can heal hit points whenever you get to a campfire, or if you don't need hit points, you can actually use Campfire to Smith, which allows you to upgrade a card. I'm going to go ahead and take Stack. It's a hit or miss card, but if your deck gets a little bit larger, like mine tend to and really shouldn't, then I could use that to gain a lot of block in one turn. Now, I just noticed something. If you look up, right, I have to find an enemy next turn, but I could go up for the question mark, left for the campfire, then right to the question mark, and skip the elites entirely. We'll see how I'm faring after this battle, maybe the next one. Because the elites, when you defeat an elite, you automatically get a relic. Relics are items that go with you the rest of the game and give you some advantage. Like the current relic I have up here at the top, you start with, it's Cracked Core. So at the beginning of combat, I automatically fill one of my slots with a lightning orb. Alright, so I need to defend. They've got 15 coming my way. I can kill the front one, which will cut the damage I'm going to take down to 5. This is one of those advantages. I really need to start removing cards from my deck and remove Strike. As I pick up more cards, Strike becomes less useful. I love Claw. Claw, deal 3 damage, increase damage of all cards named Claw by 2 for this combat. Once you start picking up 3 or 4 Claws and cards allow you to bring them back, I've had Claw do over 40 points of damage by itself, just one card. And then you're stacking the extra damage up there. With only 53 gold, I'm not going to go for the shop. Question mark rooms are unknown. It could be a merchant, could be treasure, could be an event of some kind, could be an enemy battle. I'm going to go ahead and take the battle because it's a sure card, whereas the question mark is not a guarantee at all. Alright, so we're going to do the maximum amount of damage, and then now, since I've discarded a card, this will give me one more block, which would put me up to 11, so I'll only take 1 damage. Okay, so Claw is free, one of the other big advantages. I'm going to gain 5 block. I'm going to take damage no matter what, so may as well do Recursion, which is going to deal 3, give me back the orb. Deal 6. I'm going to take 2 damage, but I should just have them set up to finish them off next turn. They did weaken me. Means I'm going to deal less damage with all of my skills. So I'm actually going to play it safe. I'm going to zap to channel a lightning orb, and then I'm going to block twice, so I take no damage. I didn't have enough. If I got another strike or two, and I wasn't weakened, I probably would have been able to finish them off. 3, 4, done. So explosive potion, deal 10 damage to all enemies, add a card to my deck. I will probably take Rebound. It's actually not a bad card. You can put together some decent combos with it. I think the Campfire. I'm only 13 hit points down. I can heal for 22. I think instead I'm going to Smith. So I'm going to go ahead and channel Zap. By upgrading Zap, I'm reducing the cost of it to 0. So I still channel 1 lightning, but now it's free to do so. And I am going to go ahead and go after the elite enemy. Ugh, these guys. Pain in the butt. So the middle one will attack, and the other 2 will use a debuff skill that causes me to add cards to my deck that I can't play. And then they'll alternate. The one on the left and right will attack next turn, the middle one will apply skills. So, we're going to go ahead and rebound the middle one. Then we're going to go ahead and use recursion. That'll put recursion back on top of my deck. I can use the explosion potion to deal 10 damage to all the enemies, and I may do that because I need to eliminate 1 or 2 of the enemies in a hurry if I'm going to survive this. In fact, I may also drink that potion. And channel lightning. We need to defend. That's my only defend. So we'll recur. Oh, I'm going to take some damage this time. But I'll be able to kill the middle one. So they're attacking for 18. I have 5 blocks, so I'm going to take 13. Ow. But they will only be debuffing me next turn, which is good. So, we go ahead and pop all out, and now we're down to just a single enemy. They'll be attacking this turn, but I should be able to finish it. All I need is 4 damage. And there it is. Alright, so my relic I obtained was the gambling chip. At the start of each combat, I may discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. So that's handy with that innate card, because if they're not attacking me first turn, I can discard it to get other stuff. Ancient Potion gives you 1 artifact. Artifact is a protection that you place in your character that means next time the enemy would drop a debuff on you, it doesn't work. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get Static Discharge. It's a power. So when you use it in a combat, you keep that power for the rest of the combat. And if you can cast it multiple times, you'll stack it. In this case, whenever I received unblock attack damage, which I hope doesn't happen, but it's going to happen, I automatically channel a Lightning Orb. Against enemies that do like 1 times 5, so they do 1 damage 5 times, that can result in some ridiculous amounts of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not going to bother discarding anything, because my first turn is pretty well set. That's 15. And I get to deal a little damage back. So they're going to deal 8 to me. I have no block cards. So I'm going to take some damage, like it or not. I don't have any need for capacitor right now. Once I get more cards to channel lightning, it'll be much more helpful. So we're just going to evoke instead to try and do some extra damage. They're going to hit me and I'm going to get an orb. I'm vulnerable, which means I'll take extra damage if I don't block, but that's alright because I'm going to kill them instead. Alright, a card. You know what the problem is? I don't need a lot of stacks. I'm not a huge fan of compiled driver because I don't tend to have lots of different orbs, and I'm not a big fan of turbo. So I'm going to go ahead and skip and not take a card this turn. Now, looking ahead, if I take this path, I can go up the right-hand side there, get a question mark, monster, and then a campfire. So I'm going to go that path. Treasure chest guarantees a relic. Preserved insect. Enemies in elite combats have 25% less hit points. Well, that's handy. We'll go to the question mark. It's a treasure, hey! Kunai, whenever you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dexterity. This stacks really well with Claw, since you can get all those extra attacks in a combat. And adding extra dexterity means all of my block skills are more effective. So they're going to hit for 16. So I have no real reason to change my hand, because I'm just going to go ahead and pop 1, 2, that puts 20. So then we'll recursion to deal 3 and done. These guys have a ability, the first time you hit them with a physical attack, they will roll up into a ball. So we're going to kill that one. Ugh. I'm going to take damage no matter what, so we're going to static discharge, and we'll pop this guy. I guess I could have attacked the middle one, then took a chance lightning strikes the guy. Well, no, never mind. It would have worked out the same way. Alright, so, here's where I can have some fun. Alright, we're going to pop Rebound. We're going to channel Zap, which will rebound to the top of the deck. We'll Melter, which will kill that guy off. We'll kill him. Okay, so I didn't even need to worry about Rebound for the putting card back. Swift Potion allows you to draw 3 cards, add a card to my deck. Leap is alright. It's a good block card. It will replace one of your defense cards. Once you actually get, the chance to remove cards from your deck. Alright, so last couple of turns, I really need cards still, so I'm going to go ahead and face monsters, even though it means I may take some damage. On death, these guys apply 2 vulnerable. We're going to go ahead and discard the 2 defends and draw those 2, because Boot Sequence will give me all the defense I need. Now, Rebound is going to help with that, because Boot Sequence exhausts, so you can't put it back into your top of your draw pile. So we're going to Rebound, Strike, which will put the Strike back on top. Which main reason I'm using the Rebound is just because it's 9 damage as opposed to 6 from the regular Strike. And it guarantees that I'm going to draw an attack card next turn. Okay, so I'm now vulnerable. I got to count carefully. We're going to Strike. We're going to Strike, and I'll gain 9 block plus dexterity. Oh, 10 block, because I gain dexterity off 3 attacks. So I'm going to take 3 damage. Not much I can do about that, but it's the least amount of damage I can take that turn. Alright, they're not going to attack this turn. So I can go ahead and Melter should finish it. 15 gold, add a card to my deck. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take Cold Snap. I'm not a big fan of Frost normally, but there's no point in me leaving all of these orb slots unfilled. An unfilled orb slot gives you no advantage. If I'm getting a little bit of defense out of it, it's worth it. Okay, we're going to get rid of Stack this turn, because Stack is not going to generate enough block for me to be useful. And I got to defend, so hey. Alright, so we're going to Boot Sequence. gives me 10 defense. They're attacking for 18. I will go ahead and rebound to kill one of the targets. Then I'm going to claw afterwards, put claw on top of my deck. Then block. I'll take nothing. So now I have 20 block thanks to all the defense. He's going to lick me. Weaken. Now since I cast claw once, it's going to be a little more powerful, though I am weakened. Alright, I'm going to be taking damage. So we're going to start with static discharge. We're going to try and take one of these guys out, which gives me extra dexterity, but still. I'm going to channel 3 lightning orbs from 3 attacks. Now, when one orb is when you're full of orbs like this, the farthermost right one will, quote-unquote, evoke when it's filled, like that. So as a result, it automatically does damage. So I'm going to go ahead and leave. That gives me enough defense. We'll go ahead and deal with that. I really don't want to do that. We'll go ahead and capacitor this turn. Set up for next turn in case I need more orb slots. Maybe not the right play. Maybe I should have used Cold Snap. But then that removes one of my lightning orbs, and I'm only getting defense out of it. So we're going to zap. We will go ahead and Melter and strike, and we're done. Card. Reboot's good. I like Reboot. Shuffle all your cards into the draw pile. Draw 4 cards. It means your hand discard pile gets shuffled up, so your deck is returned to its normal state. You draw 4 cards, then you exhaust Reboot. And it's free. I believe if you upgrade it, you get to draw 6 cards or something ridiculous. So, last campfire before the boss, we'll go ahead and heal. Now we're going after the boss. This boss can be annoying at times. He has 2 cycles, offense and defense mode. So he's got a 30 down there, which means that they will do 30 damage to me. Or, excuse me. I've been correct. If I deal 30 damage to them, they shift into defensive mode. Now, they're going to go ahead and block this turn, so I don't need any block cards. The defense and boost sequence can all go away. Until later, I will keep static discharge. Ah, here we go. So, zap, we'll channel an orb. I'll get static discharge. I will get melter. And I'm not going to reboot right now because I'd rather use that in the middle of the combat. It's alright, so they got 9 defense, but they're going to deal 32 to me. So I really need to try and do 14 more damage to them. This is going to be tricky. Alright. Let's go ahead and draw 3 cards. That's going to help some. Alright, we're going to rebound to take off all that, because I don't have a melter. We'll claw. Oh, I know how to do this. Duh, I didn't need to waste those cards. Because that's going to deal enough damage right there. So, oops, wasted a potion. Because the orbs, if nothing else, would do 6 damage. So now they have Sharp Hide. Sharp Hide means they have Thorns of 3. Which means every time I deal damage to them, I take 3 damage back. So we're going to do a mostly defensive stance, although we will go ahead and use Claw. Because that will increase the number of... increase the damage from it. And we're going to go ahead... You know what? We're going to go ahead and strike. They'll attack back for 9, but that will allow me to channel another orb. Thanks to the static discharge. So now they're going to deal 16 to me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and evoke. That gives me 2. We're going to attack. And we're going to go ahead and drop that for 3 block, I guess. Try and minimize the amount of damage we're going to take, which is 16. I may not have drawn enough good cards, but let's see. I'm now up to 5 orbs, so I'm doing 15 a turn. We'll go ahead and pop that. We'll rebound for 9. Gain 6, gain 6, 23. They're dealing 20. I'm good. Sometimes you can take a very defensive pose with this character and let your orbs do a lot of the work. The Silent, though, does it better with all the poison. They are fixing to defend again. So So we're gonna melt her. We're gonna strike. And there's no point in actually attacking because they've got 20 defense this turn. So it's Thorns of 3 again. Alright, we're gonna block this first because the Thorns damage can get blocked. Zap is 3 damage. We're gonna reboot. We will rebound. That gives us claw back, so we'll claw for even more damage, and then we will defend for our last one. I may be completely screwing up this boss. We'll see. I think I have a good chance of beating the boss. So 16. We're going to go ahead and defend. We'll use recursion. We'll go ahead and use claw to deal the damage. Strike to deal the damage. The crackback's going to be 16, 15 damage total. But I will get to evoke an orb for damage. A couple of them. Okay, so we'll channel lightning. Strike. Strike, done. Bosses guarantee a choice of relics plus usually a rare card. Okay, Ethereal is a power. Takes all of your energy basically, unless you can get extra energy off of stuff. First card you play each turn is played twice, which can be really, really helpful, but you usually have to spend an entire turn to cast it. Biased Cognition is great if you need to finish off somebody. The problem is at the start of each turn you lose 1 focus after gaining 4 focus. So after 4 turns your focus returns to normal and your orbs back to normal damage. Then after that point you start losing focus and pretty soon your orbs aren't doing any damage, which is a problem. Amplify. This turn your next power card is played twice. I'm going to go ahead and take Amplify. Echo Form can be really powerful, but I find that later on I don't have as much time to spend a turn to use Echo Form. So let's see, my choice of relics. White Beast Statue, potions always appear in combat rewards. Eternal Feather, for every 5 cards in your deck, heal 3 hit points whenever you enter a rest site. Ectoplasm, gain a energy at the start of your turn, so you'll have 4 energy to work with, but I can no longer gain gold. I'm gonna go ahead and take Eternal Feather, because if I can generate enough hit points gain, it allows me to smith cards rather than using the campfires to heal. Again, I'm a fairly new player at the game, so I may be completely screwing it up. So let's see. This time I'm guaranteed there's no way to get past the elites. I have to fight at least 1 elite. Potentially 2 or 3. So, if I go that way, there's a campfire right before. If I go this way, there's 3 question marks. It could be anything. Let's do that. Let's see what the question marks offer me. Could be really good, could be really bad. This guy's annoying. Alright, we won't need block. We won't need defend. We won't need stack, because boot sequence will handle all of it. So, boot sequence. Rebound for 9. Claw goes back on top of my deck. There's 2 strikes. And I'm good. This guy has a plated armor ability, which means at the beginning of each turn, it'll gain that block back. If I break the block and then hit it, it starts losing the plated armor. So 6 block, 1 claw. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot. I really would like to get some more defense. It's kind of early to do it. How about Melter? So Melter's going to guarantee some extra damage. Plus, it gave me enough defense to avoid damage from the enemy. So now 10. I have no power in my hands. Amplify's useless. I got a zap. Well, it looks like I'm taking damage. So let's just go ahead and deal damage. Unfortunately, lightning strikes don't count as regular damage, so they can't be used to break the plated armor. Oh, and he healed 10 off that. Alright, so we're going to rebound again and claw for 7 damage now. We will leap, and we'll deal more damage to break his armor. I'm going to take 8, unfortunately. And now I'm frail, so my ability to block is weakened. So we're going to go ahead and Cold Snap, because that gives me a Frost Orb. Gain 5 block, gain 12 block, and Claw for 9. See, Claw gets so good after a while. So we're going to Capacitor, Defend, and I'm still going to take 2. Oh well. Maybe I should have done a Frost Strike instead. Oh, well. The Frost Orb saved me. So, alright. Going for broke. 11. Yeah, alright, good. My math was right. Speed Potion. Gain 5 Dexterity. At the end of turn, lose 5 Dexterity. So Leap Plus is an upgraded version of Leap that gives me 12 block. Sounds good. Alright. Find yourself in an old decorated chamber. At the center of the room, a large skull sits atop an ornate pedestal. As you approach, the skull bursts into flames and turns to face you. What is it you seek? What is it you offer? So I can get a potion but lose 7 hit points. I can gain 90 gold and lose 7 hit points. I can get a colorless card and lose 7 hit points. Or I can just leave and lose 7 hit points. So it's going to be either 90 gold or a colorless card. I'm going to take the colorless card. Dark Shackles. I was hoping I'd get a choice. So the enemy loses... Oh, anything else? Okay. So no matter what, that's the problem. No matter what, you lose 7 hit points. I ended up taking extra damage because of it. Oh well. Dark Shackles drains a lot of their strength off the enemy, which can be very nice. So, they're going to defend this turn. Let's go ahead and shuffle away everything that isn't damage. Oh, Melter's going to be so sweet right now. In fact, I'll defeat the enemy before it can do anything. Bonus. Hologram. Gain 3 block, put a card from your discard pile into your hand. Gain 2 focus, lose 1 orb slot. Too expensive for my taste. Cool-headed, channel 1 frost, draw 2 cards. Yeah, since I'm not drawing lightning cards, we'll be channeling a lot of frost, I think. So we'll go this way for a 3rd question mark. Oh, I hate these enemies. The one in the back heals, which can really suck. Alright, so we don't need recursion, we don't need rebound, we don't need stack. We do want boot sequence. Cold Snap will deal 6 damage and give us an extra 2 block. I'm going to go ahead and reboot now for 4 more cards. There's something nice. And 9 strength. Nope, we're going to go ahead and capacitor to gain 2 slots. Oh, I can go ahead and drop the damage anyway. So costing them 9 strength to reduce their damage they deal to me by 9. But I exhausted, so maybe I shouldn't have done it because I had enough block. But it does remove a card from my deck. Alright, do I have any actual powers? No, Amplify is useless. Alright. So, I'm taking damage this turn. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. So we're going to go ahead and rebound. Melter. So the Melter comes back. We're going to zap to generate an orb. Deal 6 more and in turn. I'll gain 2 shield, which will... I'll take 18 instead of 20. Gets more frail added to me. Alright, I need to hit the target in the back no matter what. Because she is about to heal for 16. That's usually what they do. And then I'm not even going to bother playing the defense cards because I don't need them. Alright, so they have 12 defense. I'm going to cool-headed to Channel of Frost and draw 2 cards. If I stack, that gains me 10 block, and I'll gain 4 more off of the orbs. So I can strike... Do I want to strike twice? Or once? because it's not going to get through the shield, so I may as well just go ahead and static discharge. So that if I do take damage from the enemy again, I'll at least get lightning orbs. Block runs out at the end of the turn, which is why I wasn't so worried about it. So I can gain 5 block, cold snap for another frost orb, plus deal damage. Okay, that's really beginning to grow on me, not even like a fungus. So I'm gonna get 8 defense. I'll gain 6, go to 14. They're gonna deal 18. And I'll channel a lightning orb. Alright, so double block will save me there. Claw for 7. 6 damage there. 6 more back from the lightning orbs. Okay, so leap and leap. Channel lightning, which is going to get rid of the frost. And I don't want to channel... Do I want to channel another frost? No, because drawing 2 cards is kind of pointless when I only have... Well, I won't have any energy left. So we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. So rebound plus strike wins. So that battle hurt. I'll get a Gambler's Brew, which acts like the Gambler's Coin, except one-time use. Okay, Beam Cell, 4 damage, 2 vulnerable for free. Go for the Eyes, deals 4 damage, and applies weakness if they're an attack. Or Melter removes block. There's a lot of enemies that raise a lot of block, and I like being able to remove it. Okay, they're going to deal 10. So I won't need this or this. Because of boot sequence. So Amplify will allow me to double static discharge. So now I'll automatically do 2 lightning charges when I get hit for damage. Which hopefully I won't get hit for damage, but, you know, prepare for all possibilities. So they're going to deal 6 to me. Channel any frost at the moment. That back one's going to cast a hex on me. The hex is going to be if I use any card that's not an attack card, I'll have a dazed card added to my deck. So when I leap here, for example, I get a dazed card. Lightning mostly attacking the back target. I need to hit that front target because they're going to start really stacking up that strength boost. Wow, this is gonna hurt. Let's go ahead and reboot. Okay, so we'll claw, we'll leap, we'll defend, and with any luck, lightning orbs will take out the front guy? No? Okay. I haven't done the math, but I'm gonna be very low on hit points. Oh, now lightning orbs deal it. Alright, so the enemy's gonna attack me this turn. So we're going to rebound and cool-headed to draw 2 more cards. Melter. That's it. Now the dazed are ethereal, so if you end the turn with them in your hand, they're exhausted and are removed from your deck. He's up to 6 strength. 24 damage now. So we're going to Dark Shackles, which is going to reduce the damage. We're going to Capacitor. We'll channel that. And I drew 2 frickin' strikes. So we're going to Gambler's Brew. Discard all of my cards, draw 4. We'll zap, we'll leap. So that's going to mean I'm only going to take 2 damage, but I'll survive the turn. They're going to deal 16. Stack will deal 15. So let's Cold Snap. And then that gives me 16 block. And since I really don't want to dual cast my Frost Orb and just gain 4 defense, we'll just go ahead and pass the turn. vulnerable, which is going to make it even more difficult to survive. And I do believe this is the end of the game, as I draw 3 dazed, 1 amplify, and a recursion. Let's go ahead and drink that potion. Recur, which is going to go ahead and give me 5 defense. Yeah, I'm dead. That was good while it lasted, right? I didn't get a very good set of cards that run. Usually I do a little better than that. But I didn't get any real lightning channel cards. So we're going to go at it again with the defect to see if I get some better draws this time. Alright, so I can obtain a random rare card, which is not bad, but it's random, so it could be something really good or it could be crappy. Or enemies in my next 3 combats have 1 hit point. I'm going to take that. Because it guarantees your first 3 combats are just a joke. Easy cards, that's all there is to it. In fact, if I go this way, go up to that monster, take a right to those question marks, it depends on if there's any monster battles, but if there's no monster battles, I could hit an elite battle with them only at 1 hit point. Which you can happen. I've done it before. And it means that the elite dies in 1 hit and you basically get a free relic. Block potion for 12. Really? Really? We'll do charge battery. Just as good as to defend, but I gain energy next turn. So question mark is, you fall into a puddle, I can gather 75 gold, but I'll lose 11 hit points. Which I'll go ahead and do. This battle is going to be an easy battle, as long as I draw, well, as long as I drew at least 1 attack card. Alright, so leap, rebound, or stack. Really, people? You do not want to give me cards for this character, do you? Walk into a room and find a huge hole in the ground. I can gain 175 gold, but I get a cursed card, Doubt. It's an unplayable card, but at the end of my turn, I gain 1 week if I have it in my hand when the turn ends. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a risk. I usually don't do this. I'm going to take the gold, because 1 week isn't that bad necessarily, especially if I'm mainly using orbs to deal damage. And I dodge another combat. Okay. So I can pray to remove a card from my deck, but I'll lose 7 hit points. No problem. So, let's go ahead and remove the curse I just got. So not a bad deal. We'll go to the fire. We'll go ahead and upgrade a card in my deck, because I'm not going to need the hit points. Charge battery, gain 10 block. Next turn, gain energy. We'll go ahead and just upgrade Zap. Make it free. And now the elite will have 1 hit point. So strike, boom, free relic. And it's a nice one. Shuriken. I never know how to pronounce that. Anyway, whenever I play 3 attacks in a single turn, I gain 1 strength. Strength improves your damage overall, so it's a very good thing. So in fact, I may take Beam Cell because it's a free attack. If I can start stacking 0 damage cards, I'm in good shape. I will go ahead and rest this time to max out my hit points, gain my treasure, and then I'm prepared for the rest of the level. 78 gold, Bottle Lightning. Upon pickup, choose a skill. I'll start each combat with the card in my hand. So, I'm going to go ahead and take Zap. I'll gain Zap for free. I'll always start with 2 Lightning Orbs because of it. So Lightning Orb, Strike, and then 2 Defense. I got 12 block, 2 Strength Potion. Okay. I'll cast the Ritual first turn. So a Leap will take out their attack, and then 2 strikes to deal damage. Easy peasy. Now they gain Strength. So, 1 Vulnerable. Vulnerable causes them to take 50% more damage. I will gain 7 block and gain more energy. I will defend, and I'll strike. So far, it looks like I'm going to get out of this one without any issues. Yep. No damage. Add a card to my deck. Blizzard. Deals damage equal to 2 times the number of frost channeled this combat to all enemies. Force Field. Costs 1 less for each power card played this combat. Barrage. Deal 4 damage for each channeled orb. I don't really have a lot of orbs channeling stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip. I think it's not going to be that useful for me. Okay, so, come across a dead adventurer on the floor. His pants have been stolen. Why, I don't know. He also looks to have been eviscerated and chopped by giant claws. Though his possessions are still intact, you are in no mind to find out what happened here. So I can search and find loot, but there's 25% chance I'll have to fight a monster. I found some gold. Do I want to continue searching? No, I have 500 gold. And I chose a path which didn't have any shops, so I have a choice. If I go to the left, I hit a campfire and I can upgrade an item. If I go to the question mark, there's no telling what may happen. It may even be a shop, so I'm going to go to the question mark. And it is a shop. So let's check some stuff. Whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. That's a relic. Runic Decahedron. If your hit points are full, gain an energy at the start of your turn. Cards which exhaust when played will instead discard 50% of the time. Huh, interesting. What's all these? Okay. So here's an example of a card I like with Claw and such, all for 1. Deal 10 damage for 2 energy. Put all cost 0 cards from your discard pile into your hand. So you can play out all of your claws and other attacks and then get them all back into your hand and replay them the same turn. So that's definitely going into my deck. We're going to self-repair. I don't want to shuffle my discard pile into my draw pile if I can help it. Chrysalis. Shuffle 3 random skills into your draw pile that cost 0 this combat. Why not, right? You only live once. Then we're going to go here, and I'm going to remove a strike from my deck. Because I don't want to draw too many strikes. I like defending more than I do striking, if I can help it with this character. So, we're going to gain 7 block. I won't self-repair because I'm not expecting to take damage yet. Self-repair is a fantastic item, especially when upgraded, because it just goes, if you survive the combat, heal. Heal some hit points. Alright, so, vulnerable, block, strike. I'm not going to dual cast because I want the orb to keep dealing damage. Now, thieves will steal 15 gold every turn that they, even if you block the damage. After 2 or 3 turns, they will then attempt to run from you. If they run away successfully, guess what? You don't get any of your money. So I got back my 0 casting cost cards, and I got my money back. I didn't take any damage. Okay, 7 block X times. X cards use whatever energy you still have left that turn. And I don't like any of these cards, so I'm not going to make my deck bigger. I will avoid the question mark, and I will fight instead to try and get cards. So, I will gain 7 block. I'll beam cell to do some damage, and then I'll just defend, and I'm gold. I really need to get some cards to fill out this deck. I want to build a cheap casting card deck, but it's only going to work if I can actually survive it. Alright, so I'm going to take 6. I'm going to take 1. Let's go ahead. I got Tempest to consume and a turbo. Alright. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of any of those. I really like those random cards like that because you could get some really great stuff, you can get some really crappy stuff. It's a crapshoot, but it kind of makes it fun that it's a crapshoot. Okay, I can gain 2 energy. I'll get a void. Whenever this card is drawn, I lose an energy. So in later turns, I may end up getting no energy that turn. The enemy's going to die no matter what. So I'll channel 3 lightning, which will kill it for certain. Alright. Boot sequence, innate. Well, I played it last time, it was good. Heat sinks is also not a bad card if you have a lot of powers, because whenever you play a power card, you draw cards. You get a nice little engine going if you play your cards right. So, no pun. Oh, wrong button. I didn't want to rest, I wanted to smith. If you play your cards right, and the pun was not intended, then yeah, it can be a big advantage. Self-repair is useless in this combat. In fact, all these cards really are. Because you automatically heal to full when you defeat a boss. So I've got 2 block and I've got 2 strength. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the 12 block because the first attack is a lot of damage. I'm also going to use the strength potion. We're going to leap. We're going to drain cell, whatever it is. All for 1 would deal 12, but 2 strikes will deal 16. So we're going to take some damage, plus we got a strength boost off of the shuriken. So, ow. But the damage next turn is going to be less. 6 to be exact. So we're going to Chrysalis, consume, cool-headed turbo, charge, and that's it. So turbo might, free turbo might help me get through combat taking less damage. He gave me a burn card. Lovely. Gain 2 focus, lose 1 orb slot. So 2 focus would cause my orbs to do 2 more damage per turn, but the loss of the orb slot is a problem. So I go ahead and cool-headed. I honestly don't remember if I have a ability to gain orb slots in this deck yet. Let's see. Look at my deck here. None in my draw pile. None in my discard pile. Yeah, so that focus is really not, or consume rather, is not useful. I'll go ahead and zap. Use a charge battery. Now I'm paying the price for taking strikeout because I'm not drawing as much combat damage. When he refills all of his fires, he's going to do a lot of damage. He's just adding burn spells that do a lot of damage to my hand. So I really want to try and beat the boss before it gets to that point. Okay, I don't want to consume. I do want to beam cell. Then we're going to do all for 1, which dealt a lot of damage, and allow me to pull everything back to do it again. Yes, and I could actually increase the orb damage to 10. I would lose a 3rd orb. I think I'll be better off doing it this way. Let's see. We're going to leap, we're going to defend, we're going to go ahead and strike. I need the damage. I don't need a frost orb at the moment. This is going to hurt next turn, though. So 24 damage incoming. We're going to defend 3 times to try and minimize it. And then I'm going to get 3 or 4 burn pluses added to my deck for this. Three of them. Those do 4 damage if they're in my hand at the end of the turn. Alright. Nope, still need the damage. I might be able to wear this boss down before I get burned to death. Maybe. Damn. Like, do I evoke to deal 6 guaranteed damage now? No. I'll take the 9. I want to use evoke if it's going to finish off the enemy. I'll take 14. This is going to be right down to the wire. Really? That will do 10, because the orbs will do 5 damage each, but I'll lose a slot. Screw it. That maximizes the damage output, increases my damage by 1 effectively. Thankfully, they're only going to deal 6 to me. Now I've got to deal at least 2 damage this turn. That'll do it. Whew. That was close. 100 gold. And I can either evoke my next orb X times. I'm going to take reboot. Let's face it. Inserter. I love Inserter. Every 2 turns, gain an orb slot. Gain an extra energy at the start of every turn. All your enemies start combat with 1 strength. Potions always appear. Nope. Inserter means the longer the combat goes, the more orb slots I have. And I like that. Alright, so I really feeling a shop right now. So we're going to go this path. Probably go up the right side as much as possible. Usually face one of these enemies right off the bat. So 10. It looks like we've got a very defensive hand. So we're not going to do any damage first time. We're not going to take any. Go ahead and chrysalis. Seek, fusion, genetic algorithm. Yeah, those are alright. Of course, I'm going to take some damage this turn. The biggest problem I have against this enemy is I'm not dishing out enough damage to get past his block. Put 1 card from my draw pile into my hand. We're going to take Reboot. Strike, reboot, strike, beam cell, leap, defend, nope. I actually got past the shielding this time, but I'm going to take damage again. I don't have any static discharge to start channeling extra orbs, either. Well, this is not going well for me. Again, another deck build that is not working out. But that's honestly a lot of fun in this game, is simply trying out different builds to see what works. Getting my orbs built up slowly but surely, well, that'll help. Okay, channeling a plasma. Plasma gives you extra energy every turn. So that's going to allow me to play more cards every turn, as long as I have that plasma orb, which will hopefully mean I'll be able to deal more damage and prevent more damage. Okay, so 12 damage. I'm going to Beam Cell and Zap. Then I'm going to drop All for 1, which will give me back the Beam Cell and Zap. Then I'll Defend for 5. They're at 21. Evoking the Orb will deal 6. Then they'll take 12. Nope, that won't be enough. So I'm not going to dual cast. Alright, so, strike, fusion, strike, done. Okay, bonus. Alright, scrape, deal 7 damage, draw 3 cards, discard all cards this way that do not cost 0. So that could be really handy if I could get some claws finally. We'll go by the shop. Okay, so go for the eyes is 0, swift strike is 0, and I should have spent it on Apotheosis. Upgrade all your cards for the rest of combat. Oh well. Let's see. Heatsink. I don't really need heatsink that badly. I don't know how many powers I have. Let me see. I have 1 power? Okay, yeah. I don't need heatsinks unless I start drawing more powers. We're gonna skip 1 battle, but hopefully by going to the question mark. Okay, Gremlin. This is a match game. Heat sinks. Fusion Beam. Multicast. Lilu multicast. I don't know if I needed multicast or not, but there you go. Oh, when I drew the curse by bad luck. Oh well, I'll have to ditch the curse first chance I get. Alright, these guys fly. If you hit them 3 times in a turn with attacks, you will knock them out of the air. Probably should have hit the guy in the back, tried to take one of these guys out as quickly as possible. But that first hand was not a bad first turn, if I do say so myself. We're gonna scrape, and I'll discard everything there, which one of them was a curse. So that came in handy. I want to reboot, because I really need some defensive skills now. Those weren't defensive skills. I took a risk, it didn't pay. Oh, it did pay off. I was able to take out one of the enemies. Minimize the damage I'm going to take. Unplayable Ethereal. Done. That wasn't too painful. Alright, stack gain block equal to the number of cards you discard pile plus 3. I'm not a big fan of retaining my hand because you do have a hand limit. And I've come up against the hand limit before, and it's a bit of a problem when you're drawing way too many cards and not enough time to play them all. So, first hand, playing stuff out. Didn't have any 0 cards, but that's alright. I dealt a fair amount of damage. He's gonna drop a block. She's gonna drop a strength plus, and now I'm gonna take some pain, right? Looks like it, because I only drew 1 defend. Yeah, I should have used attack on the first target. I need to stop attacking enemies so I can't break through the shield. She's gonna heal. That's why you gotta take out that back target as soon as you can. I don't want to evoke. Damn it. This run may be coming to a premature end as well. We're gonna go for the eyes. We're gonna charge just because it gives us next turn the extra energy to work with. Defend the healer. Healer heals, yeah. I'm not getting anywhere, am I? Well, it gave me an extra strength. I was able to get out enough block. And we see... Oh, +2 strength. This gives me an opportunity. 12 block. Scrape. Which didn't do much else. And I'm out of energy. Well, we're going to see a heal. It's going to heal the front target completely. I'm not dishing out enough damage against this enemy. That's the biggest problem. Yes, got the luck strike. Now we're getting it together. Well, taking 6. I do have 7 points of healing coming my way at the end of combat if I survive the combat. Enemy intends to attack, so they'll be weakened. So that'll work out nicely. Oh, they've got 30 damage incoming? This is bad. But I'll just go ahead and kill him before he can do anything to me. So, there we go. So, healed up to 23. Darkness channels 1 dark. Okay. Glacier's not bad, I suppose. Cold snap. What darkness does is, it provides a passive non-effect. So, it has 2 effects. Passive and evoke damage. The passive damage doesn't do anything unless you use an ability like Darkness Plus to activate the passive damage. Otherwise, the Darkness Orb gains strength every turn, and when it's evoked as your far right orb, it'll deal that damage to the enemy with the least hit points. But you have to be able to channel a lot of orbs to make it useful, because it's channeled all the way to the back, and if you have no way to push it forward, it doesn't do anything for you. So 7 block and channel 2 frost. I'm going to take Cold Snap instead. And I'm going to heal. I'm not even going to think about smithing. So I'm up to 45 hit points. Dramatic Entrance is going to deal damage. We're going to zap. We're going to gain block. We're going to deal damage to the front target. And defend. And we're out of cards. Alright, so 6 damage incoming. I still need Claw, you know, game. I really could use Claw. All to the back target, of course. So we're going to have the Hex dropped on us next turn, but that's alright. If we can take out the front target, we'll be in better shape. 11, right off the bat. I have a couple of 0 cards in the deck. So let's take a chance and not pay off. Alright. We're going to go ahead and Chrysalis. Rainbow is great. Glacier's great. Seek is great. Alright. That was a good draw. Rainbow allows you to channel 3 different orbs. Right then and there. So very handy. Alright, so we're going to gain 5 block, and we're going to reboot to get rid of all these extra dazes. We're going to gain 7 block and channel 2 frost. We're going to channel Rainbow, so there's a Lightning, a Frost, and a Dark Orb. And I'll defend, and then I've added a whole bunch of dazes to my deck, and I haven't really gotten anywhere. But I have lots of defense coming, so that's good. Put a card from my draw pile on top of my deck. We're going to snag all for 1. And we will strike all for 1. Then we'll use the Glacier to gain some extra defense and 7 block. And we'll move that Dark Orb further to the front that way. So we got 24 damage incoming. We drew a handful of nothing but blocks. I'm slowly whittling them down because of the 1 lightning orb I have. Stack will gain 13 block. Cold Snap will channel another Frost Orb. Scrape draws a zap, so hey, I get to keep the Lightning Orb and move Dark almost to the front now. Though at this rate, I'll finish off the enemy before the Dark Orb becomes important. Like this. Alright, Ancient Potion, gain an artifact. I think I'm actually at the point where Compile Driver might be useful. Alright, so FTL is a 0 damage spell. Good Instincts gains... Oh, I'm out of money. Never mind. Loop is good. Start of your turn, trigger the passive ability of your next orb. That's very handy, especially if you keep looping loop. You can start doing all kinds of damage. Whenever you play a power card, heal 2 hit points. Yeah, it's free hit points. Okay, you notice a wall covered in the writing of the ancients. You try and wrap your head around the puzzling symbols and glyphs, what they could mean. The writing begins to glow. Suddenly the message becomes clear. Elegance allows me to remove a card from my deck. Simplicity says I upgrade all of my strikes into fins. So I can upgrade 7 cards and make them a little bit better, but I'd rather remove a card from the deck, because this gives me the opportunity to get rid of Clumsy. So the curse is gone. 3 of these cultists. Alright, so none of them are dealing damage, so I don't need boot sequence. Now I've got to start dealing some damage. Alright, so FTL. Deals 5 damage if you have played less than 3 cards this turn, draw 1 card. So it replaces itself. We're going to channel a Frost. We're going to strike. We're going to strike, getting the damage, and then this will provide some block for me. I'm not going to fully prevent all the damage I'm going to take, but I don't think I had any way with that hand to do so. So the last target's going to hit me for 5. Okay, so Beam Cell. As much as I'd love to loop, I'm going to hit 3 defend, try and minimize the damage. I need to take 1 target down as quickly as possible here, because they are going to start, their damage output is just going to increase and increase, and it's going to become further and further impossible for me to survive. I'm going to reboot. Just to see what I draw. A zap, boot sequence, and a defend. So, I'm going to take 7. This should be going up to 15 damage this turn. This will weaken one of them. Charge battery. As much as I hate to do, I need to self-repair. Take the time to do so. I'm going to take some damage, but I need to be able to repair some of the damage at the end of combat. Probably should have done the math to see if I was going to take 7 extra damage and offset the healing. Okay, FTL. Pile Driver is going to draw me 2 more cards. We're going to scrape that enemy. Beam Cell that enemy. Defend. And that's 6. Six more for 12. Let's do the 8. I will take 11 damage and go to 5. So pretty much I have to defeat the enemy next turn or else I'm dead. Easy as pie, right? Except not so much. As it's a seal, gain 4 plated armor. We're going to go for the eyes because this is 0. Still don't have any claws, which is where this deck really shines. Oh, this is probably going to bring an end to me. Whiff. But I'll gain a strength. I'll just take 2 damage off of this. Probably should use the plated armor right off the bat. I'll do that next turn. Oh, well. Plated armor is not nearly as important. Killed the healer. Should have used the vulnerable first. Sequencing is important. I'm a doofus. That's all there is to it. Alright, do I have enough defend to stay alive this turn? Somehow, I doubt it. I think even with the plated armor, I didn't have enough. Yep, nope, with the plated armor, I would have. Oh well. It would have been just delaying the inevitable. Defeat, a familiar feeling. Yes, yes, yes. Mock me all you want, game. I'm good with the other characters. Defect again. Transform a card, which randomly changes it to a different card. You don't get to choose what. I'm going to take the... Ooh, lose 7 max hit points. Never mind. I'm just going to obtain 100 gold. Alright. I don't see any shops up that way. But I can go through a shop this way and 3 question marks. If I do this, I have 2 combat, 2 question marks, and then the shop. Let's do this. take 1 in the very first combat, and bump my microphone. I'm a doofus. I'm going to take some more damage, but the orbs are going to start building up. But damage over time, 6 damage a turn, is going to add up. Oh, so I'm going to take 2, like it or not. Now he'll die. Essence of Steel. Steam Barrier has not ever been a card that I've been fond of. White Noise, add a random power card to your hand to cost 0 this turn. You know what? It's one of those random cards, so I'm going to take it just for the hell of it. We're going to zap. We're going to White Noise. Hello World. Start of your turn, add a random common card to your hand. Alright. Hello World, for non-geeks out there, has traditionally been one of the, usually, writing a program that displays it in whatever language you're working in, it tends to be one of the first things that people do. We're going to hologram back Zap. But the biggest problem is, if I want to avoid taking damage, I can't use the Zap. So back to the discard pile. Play it safe. Cool-headed will deal 1 frost. Or I can zap, which will gain more damage. Defend. So we're going to do the 9. They're going to do a debuff. No, I think that's a buff on themselves. Yeah, strength buff. We'll just kill it. Attack potion. Choose 1 of 3 random attack cards. Add it to your hand. It costs 0. There's a claw. Love claw. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I'm not talking about Dr. Claw. Alright, so as you walk into this room, you hear a gurgling and grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the center of the creature, you see glints of strange light. Perhaps something magical. It looks like you can get some treasure if you just reach inside its opening. However, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. So reach inside, I lose 3 hit points, but have a 25% chance of getting a relic. Failed. 35% chance of a relic for 4 hit points. 45% chance. There we go. Whenever I play a power card, heal 2 hit points. I see a banana, a donut, and a box floating around. The donut gives me 5 max hit points, so I'll take the donut. Now I'm at the shop. Alright, go for the eyes is 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the card removal service. Actually, I may cancel. I probably need all these cards still. I guess I'll just save my money, because I don't see anything there that really calls out to me. I'm going to skip the elite. I don't feel strong enough yet to deal with the elite. Instead, we'll hit the campfire here and heal. Ah, my beer is empty. Okay. But now I can face an elite if I want, or a shop. Crud. Probably shouldn't do the elite, but here I am doing the elite. Strikes, I'm going to defend just for the hell of it, because defend is useless for the round. So I woke the enemy up and stunned it. I will zap, I will White Noise, which got me Defragment, which is fantastic. Defragment. In this case, it costs 0, normally costs 1, I think, maybe 2. Gain of Focus. All my orbs now deal extra damage. And I'm going to take 18 from the enemy because I have no defense. Go for the eyes, claw, channel lightning, defend, plated armor, which may not come soon enough for me to gain a benefit out of it. Nope, there it is. But I will lose a point of plated armor because I'm going to take 4. Siphon Soul is going to cost me strength and dexterity. I'm going to take 18, eh? So we're going to claw, defend, defend. Strike will do more damage than, I think, well, let's go ahead and evoke. It's going to deal 9, actually. So yeah, the better choice. I guess evoking normally causes it to deal double its damage, so it deals 8. So I'll get out of this with a minimum of damage. By a minimum, meaning more damage than I wanted to take, 29 total. I gain the Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, I gain an energy. Ah, there's Ball Lightning. Deal 7 damage, channel a lightning. It's just as good as a strike. It's actually better than strike. You deal an extra point of damage, plus you get a channel lightning ability. So once you get that, it's safe. And once you get several of them, really, it's safe to start pulling strike out of your deck, because you'd rather draw them. Normal enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. Nice, I like that relic. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take the question mark room. Oh, man. So I either fight a series of mushrooms, or I get cursed, which is unplayable. If transformed, removed from my deck, I lose 3 max hit points, but I heal 20. We're going to go ahead and anger the mushrooms for the fight. So rodents infested by mushrooms appear out of nowhere. We need to block. We're going to drop a white noise, get a defragment, and we're going to take some damage. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have 5 block, they have 12 attack. So they're going to be dealing a lot of damage this turn. So I'll only take 6. I really want to strike one because I need to start dropping one of the enemies out so I take less damage overall. I'm going to take more than 6. I can't math. So I got extra energy this turn. We're going to channel lightning. We're going to do a ball lightning. We're going to claw this one. We're going to go for the eyes. And with any luck, lightning will strike it twice, and we're not lucky. Okay, thankfully the back one was growing. You know, if I counted, I could have done enough damage to kill the back target, not taking anything. But this is what happens when I rush and I don't count. Because if I struck the back target instead of defending, it would have died from the lightning strikes. Odd Mushroom. When vulnerable, I only take 25% more attack damage rather than 50. It's a relic obtained for completing that event. Chill. Channel 1 frost for each enemy in combat. Exhaust. Bias Cognition, I don't like. We're going to go ahead and take Rebound, because again, with Claw, it's a very useful attack skill. And I really don't want to fight any more monsters right now, so we're going to exit without fighting anybody. We'll heal. So this is a question mark and then a shop. We'll take that rather than a fight. Okay. So I can pray here at the wing statue to remove a card from my deck and take 7 damage. I can't do the middle effect, or I can just leave. So I want to remove a card from my deck. And it's going to be Strike, because I now have 2 cards that are better than Strike. So Merchant Time. I do not see a what do you call it? 0 like claw or something. I will take Static Discharge though, and I will go ahead and remove another strike from my deck. So I'm down to 14 cards in my deck. I'm going to go ahead and Smith, because I want Zap to be free. Gives me more opportunities per turn. So we're going to fight the Slime Boss. It's actually possible to... I've beaten this boss without taking any damage at all. We're going to go ahead and drink an attack potion, see what I can get. We're going to get 1 for all, which is free for me, so I can get back all of my 0 cards I just played. And then we're going to draw 3 more, because I still have the energy for it. Drop Static Discharge, Ball Lightning, and Defend. So that looked like it was a pretty good turn. I took them down to 97 hit points remaining. This enemy, when it hits half hit points, so 70, will split in half. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to rebound since he's not attacking. We'll wipe noise and put it back on top of my deck. Get static discharge for free. The next turn, I want to do as much damage as possible because when it splits, the split will have the max hit points equal to the amount of hit points they have remaining. So strike is guaranteed to knock them down below 70. So now they'll split, and each of these two oozes can split as well. Not much I can do but try and do as much damage as I can to the front target, and I made it split. So I'm going to get weakened by the first target, and then this one will split into two smaller orbs. Looks like oh! Really? Really? Well, all I can really do is exhaust a slime. Besides, I decided I had to draw them all this turn, and I'll take 6 damage from the boss, which isn't bad. I mean, I've come all this way, and I think 6 damage is all I've taken so far. Thanks to static discharge, I get free damage when they damage me. So let's see, Claw will take out the front target. Strike will take out that target. Then a couple of Defends. Try and defend against as much damage as possible, so I'll only take 2. And then the back target will split. They'll each have 12 hit points. I have a Claw in my discard pile, so I can get it back, kill off one of them, and the other one dies due to lightning. Alright, good. Boss dies. That's probably the easiest of the first 4 bosses. So Rainbow Channels. Machine learning causes me to gain an extra card every turn as a power. I don't have any ability to gain extra slots, so I'm not so sure Rainbow will be useful. Let's go with Machine Learning. So, Relic. Fusion Hammer. You gain energy at the start of your turns, but you can no longer smith. That's not bad. I've taken it before. Losing the ability to smith isn't all that bad, especially if you're like me and you always rest anyway. Snecko Eye. Start of your turn, you draw 2 additional cards, but you start a combat confused. So you're always confused, which means all of your cards have a randomized cost, which can be good or bad. Astrolabe. Upon pickup, transform 3 cards and upgrade them. The problem with that is, since I've removed a lot of strikes from my deck, my chances of them hitting good cards we got decreased. So I'm gonna have 4 energy every turn, but I no longer smith. Alright, so looking. Elites. It's possible to dodge them if I want to dodge them. I'm gonna go this way because there's question marks, there's shops. Looks like it's the path that's gonna be the most fun for me. Alright, so now I always have 4 energy. I'm gonna go ahead and rebound the first target, and then zap, which will put zap back on top of my deck. I played a power, so I gain a life, which I don't need. And now, with the static electricity, they're dealing damage 5 times, so I'm going to channel 5 orbs off this attack. So that hurts them. These enemies attack frequently. They do low damage, like the 2-5, but they just do it a lot, is all. So we're going to claw. We're going to use a ball lightning. We're going to zap, which will guarantee an evoke. And we're going to use white noise. Echo form. Oh yeah, echo form for free seems good. Let's go ahead and evoke. I'm going to take damage since I don't have any defense anyway. So this will... No, it won't kill it, but it'll leave it at 1 hit point. Nope, that's right, I forgot. It'll fill the last slot. So the first card I played was used twice, which was Strike. Dexterity potion. Ah, I get a Claw Plus. Deal 5 damage, increase damage of all Claw cards by 2 this combat. Storm is not bad either. Whenever you play a power card, channel Lightning. It's those kind of things that can result in this. Your character suddenly doing a lot of really interesting things very quickly. So we're going to rebound, Ball Lightning. We're going to go ahead and Static Discharge, then we're going to defend. Now, its first turn, this orb is going to drop a major defense boost onto itself. And it also has the ability to keep all defense. It doesn't run out every turn. So White Noise. Defragment is fantastic. Ball Lightning. Defend. Try and minimize some of the damage. And then Strike to try and break down some of that extra shield. So I'm going to take 5, but that'll cause me to channel for 9. It's going to do 20. But I'm going to Claw, which is going to weaken it. Oh, it has Artifact. Damn it. Artifact means that the weak didn't take effect. But I took out his shield, so it'll die. It has very low hit points. It relies on that block skill. Scrape. Deal 7 damage, draw 3 cards, discard all cards that don't cost 0. So, shop, I have 266. I'm going to go to the shop. I know the question marks might have useful things, but I like shopping, because I can pick up... basically, I get to choose my cards. So, Beam Cell, Repair, Leap, Reprogram is on sale. Look at the top 4 cards of your draw pile. You may discard any of them. But I don't get to put them in my hand. All you're basically doing is... Well, the advantage of that is, if I have all for 1, I can discard them to the discard pile and then immediately draw them back into my hand. Discovery. Choose 1 of 3 random cards add to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Exhaust. Sure, why not? I like random cards. Dangerous to go alone? Give me your gold. Yes, thank you, shopkeeper. Alright, so we're going to do a machine learning. Because now I'm going to draw an extra card every turn. We're going to Beam Cell. We're going to Self-Repair. We'll Discovery. And get Reboot. Because these enemies don't really put up blocks. And I'm going to go ahead and use it immediately for 1, because I really would like to find some defensive stuff. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and draw a bunch of cards that do, you know, no mana cost. So I'm going to take 10, unfortunately. But I didn't draw any defense. So, Static Discharge, Beam Cell, Scrape, now that they're weakened, Claw, which I drew off of that, 6. So, alright, 1 enemy down. There's my Hex. So, I need to leap, like it or not. I need to defend, like it or not. We're going to rebound the Ball Lightning. And we're going to strike. And I'm done with my turn. $22 incoming. So we're going to Claw. I can't kill it this turn, but I will drink my Dexterity Potion to improve the amount of block, so I can get more potions. This will deal 16, plus 6 is 22. It's not enough to kill it, so I will take 15 from the boss instead, or not boss, but the enemy, and I'll heal 7 at the end of combat, so there's something. Beam Cell, go for the eyes, scrape. Done. And there's another Claw. Now I really need an all for 1. Malleable. So this enemy, when you hit it, gains 3 block, and then every time you hit it after that, it increases. So we're going to scrape to see if I draw any zeros. Or if we go ahead and block 3 times. I didn't draw anything useful. I've got a whole deck full of 0 casting cost cards upcoming, at least. Yep. So white noise is the only card that actually costs any real mana. Creative AI. Start of your turn, add a random power card into your hand. Sure, why not? But I still have no defense. That's the biggest problem here. So unless I start getting some defense soon, I'm going to be in trouble. Add a random power card to your hand. I really don't want to do that. I want to defend. Ball lightning. I want to strike. I don't need a second creative AI, I just don't. The 3 mana, it's all I get. I mean, I can start stacking them to the point where I get a whole crap load of cards in my hand. It gives me choices, but meanwhile, the enemy's kicking my butt. We're going to rebound the claw. Because I love claw. We're going to scrape for free and draw a claw and a beam cell. We will set up these cards now. Build up my power for next turn. I have drawn myself heal already. Enfeebling spores. Too frail, too weak. Alright, I should be able to kill the enemy this turn, I hope. So, claw deals 2. Deal 11. There we go. Dead. I don't have a way of doing a lot of orbs yet. Still, it's 18 damage if I have 3 orbs. I need more defense. I'm not drawing enough defense, as you can tell. So leap is good. Oh, these 2 buttheads. Alright, beam cell applies vulnerable, so I'll deal more damage to them. We will claw. I'm going to block, because I'm going to be playing all the cards this turn in my hand. I'm going to take 15, though. Alright, I got 12 incoming. Oop, I didn't mean to claw the front target, I meant to claw the back target. Unfortunately, since I was vulnerable, those 2 defenses only added up to 6 block. That claw to the front target instead of the back may come back to bite me in the end. Alright, so they're going to heal and defend this turn. I'm going to rebound Discovery for Fusion. Play it for free. Play Zap in order to evoke. I feel like I'm not playing this battle outright. Leap. White noise. Oh, this is bad. I don't want bias cognition. I mean, the damage is nice, but after a while, I'm not going to be doing enough damage to even make it worthwhile. So I'm going to take 8. Looks like they're going to heal again. So we're going to rebound Claw, which is the only 2 frickin' attack skills I drew. Now I drew a whole handful of defense, so we're going to get a heal off on them. Like it or not, although if she wants to drop plus strength, I'd be happy. No? Okay. I've got to try and take down as much of this as I can. And I'll get her. So I'm only going to take 3. But I have the healer gone. And my claws are really beginning to add up for some serious damage here. So we're going to channel lightning. We will defend. I'm going to go ahead and evoke this one twice to get 2 heals, channel the plasma back. Why? I don't know. No, bias cognition is not going to do enough damage to warrant doing it. Because if I don't kill the enemy soon, it... Alright, so we're going to go for the eyes. We're gonna claw, which does 25 damage now. And I drew claw, which does 28 damage. Whew. Liquid bronze, gain 3 thorns. Thorns cause you to do that much damage back to the target when they hit you. So I got another claw for that. So I really need to start picking up cards that work with that. Gold-plated cable. Your rightmost orb triggers its passive an additional time. Well, I cannot argue with the results there. I mean, that seems pretty good as a relic. Okay, here's a Snecko. Snecko's Confuse. So that's what the Snecko will be doing the first turn. And then now it's a crapshoot. Either I'll get great costs or I'll get really terrible ones. We'll vulnerable, then we'll scrape. And discard all of them because they were all crap. We'll do a machine learning to draw additional cards off of that and gain 2 hit points. Alright. But I'm going to take 8. And be vulnerable. Alright. Ugh. This sucks. I'm going to go ahead and weaken, which is going to reduce the damage that I'm going to take to 5. Sometimes you'll get a handful of just 0 and 1 cost, sometimes you'll get a handful of 3. So, for instance, white noise, ball lightning, I have to have self-repair. And I'm going to go ahead and drop a claw for 2. I'm going to take 18. Ugh. Alright, 8 damage incoming, plus looks like a debuff. Deal 11, deal 11. Done. Power potion. And I get another claw! How many claws do I have in my deck now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 claws. So question mark is I can choose to heal or add one of 20 cards to my deck. Oh, the choices. I'm going to take a card and see if it's one I can really use. Damn, I was hoping for an all for one. Scrape is good. Claw is good. We're going to go ahead and go for Scrape because it'll allow me to draw extra 0 casting cost cards. Okay, sorry, I had a text message come in. I'm really not feeling any of these cards, honestly. Really not feeling any of these cards. So, we're just going to pass by without buying anything. Which sucks. I was kind of hoping to get some hit points, kind of hoping to get some stuff I could really use. So we're going to go ahead and claw. We'll do a ball lightning. We'll do discovery. And take scrape. See if we can't draw some more nice cards. Claw. Claw. Alright. Can't argue with that opening turn. I'll play out my hand and take some damage. $21 damage. Block 6, take 15. I'm gonna rebound, then zap, so I can guarantee to draw the zap next turn. Because the zap will evoke for 8. And the nice part is those orbs are not affected by the weakness I'm taking. So as a result, I'm guaranteed the extra damage. Alright. This should... No. They're going to have 2 hit points left. Alright. We're going to drink this. For electrodynamics, this will channel 2 lightning. Now it's guaranteed to die. Electrodynamics is pretty nice. Lightning hits all enemies, which is really handy if you've got one of those decks that uses it. I put enough cards in discard pile. I think stack will be handy. So we're gonna take stack. Ugh, an artifact and a barrier. Alright. I'm not taking any damage this turn, so I can afford to drop this. Hologram. Gain 3 block for a card from discard pile into your hand. Recycle. Exhaust a card. These all suck. I don't want any of these. Suppose I don't actually have to play Recycle. This turn. You can always use it to get rid of a card I don't need for the rest of combat. Yep, this turn they should both be attacking. Alright, so we're gonna claw for certain. We'll use a white noise. Creative AI is nice. I don't think I'm going to finish off the enemy. But I'm really tempted to go ahead and drink the Liquid Thorns, because that deals 3 damage to them when they attack me. So that way when they attack me, it'll finish them off, thanks to luck. Now I only have to worry about the back target. Of course, I'm down to 13 hit points, and I've now taken 5 weak. Oh my goodness. Alright, so claw, go for the eyes. Discard anything that's not useful. Now we're going to stack. I'll gain 15 block. Strike. The enemy still has 30 shield. I don't want to bless cognition. Bias cognition, excuse me. So, minor damage to myself. Next time you prevent the next time you lose hit points. Okay, I'll cast that right off the bat. We're gonna do that and claw, because that way I get the claw back. And they're attacking, and I won't take any damage because of that ability. They gain 12 defense. They're gonna deal 20 to me. Barrier. Oh, a handful of claws? Thank you. Seems good. Well, may as well take Beam Cell. It's free. This is gonna be really tough. 36 hit points. And against a boss that is not known for being easy. So Machine Learning is a great first-hand draw because it's going to give me an extra card every turn. Every so often the Happy Flower Pot's going to give me an extra energy, and instead of getting 4, I'll have 5. He will summon 2 minions. Discovery. You know what? Equilibrium will give me 13 hit points, and then to keep my hand, which isn't all that bad. Oh, I should, well, Beam Cell first would have not worked. Alright, so I have enough hit points, or enough block to block their damage. I will get to keep stack and cast it next turn. Strength to all the enemies, lovely. Got a claw for that. That's going to kill one of them. I'm going to go ahead and channel a frost, draw a card. Stack will give me 14 defense, which is nice, plus 9. If I'd done it the other way around, I would have gotten a little bit more defense, but oh well. So I'm going to take 6. There's a hand symbol on me. Hello, okay. Keep powering up my defensive skill or my claws because they will eventually be doing a ton of damage for me. Okay, this is gonna debuff me. Then we got 26 incoming. Those 2 are guaranteed. We're going to evoke the shield twice, which will give me 10. This will give me 6 more. This will give me 9 more, plus I get to keep my hand. So 27 total with all that means I'm actually going to not take any damage. Nice. I wish I could say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. Okay, we're going to Cold Snap to channel another Frost. Beam Cell probably is vulnerable, so we'll deal more damage. We'll weaken them. 19 damage. I should have rebounded it. Oh well. Rebound. Leap. Another rebound for 10 more damage. So I'm going to take 9. But I'm whittling the boss down. I think next turn the boss is going to resummon minions. Alright, so Scrape. Claw, 15. Scrape. Zap. Ball Lightning. Leap to Fake. They're down to 104. Oh, they only buffed themselves. Good. They're not summoning minions. 24. I have no cards in discard pile, so Hologram is useless. Apply Vulnerable. Defense, defense. Dual Cast. What's in the discard pile? Gain 3 more and get back Beam Cell and do Beam Cell again. Pathetic Discharge would have been nice, but as hard as this guy hits, I want to minimize damage, not worry about channeling extra lightning. So Claw for 34, Claw for 40, Scrape for 10 and draw 3, and get Butt Kiss. Holy moly. We're going to rebound Cold Snap, because it does extra damage. Oh, that killed him. See, Claw is very helpful in a long battle. 101 gold. Electrodynamics is nice. I'm going to take Electrodynamics. It's great for when you're dealing with multiple enemies in a battle. Okay, at the start of each combat, channel 1 Plasma, which is nice because it gives me extra energy. What potions always appear in combat rewards. Obtain 3 curses and 3 relics. Usually I pick up Calling Bell because it's just funny. The curses aren't necessarily that bad, and the relics could be good, but I'm going to take the extra energy. I'm going to play it safe. Act 3, The Beyond. Alright, I need to pay careful attention to this. I think I see the path I want to take. So just ride along with me. Alright, so the enemy on the back is a... drops thorns every turn, which can be annoying, but the enemy up front will drop explosions. So we're going to try and take him out this turn, if I can. Did not do so. I'm going to take 9 no matter what. 2 turns till they explode. Get dazed by the middle one. The back one's going to increase their thorns. I'm going to use the lightning to kill the back one. Ugh, I don't want to go for the eyes. FTL, which is not going to give me the extra bonus because I did not get it first. So I will take 2. Oh well, but I'll get to channel the lightning orb back at them. When I channel the plasma orb, I will get extra energy. So I'm going to gain an extra defense no matter what next turn. Thorns up? Okay. Thorns up again. This is going to hurt them. Defend. If I do that, I'll take 7. I'll take 2 damage total. Oh well. But it finishes the enemy off. I could have played it safe, waited till next turn. Streamline is one of those cards that I'm on the fence about. In a long battle, it can be really handy because eventually it becomes free. But until then, it's kind of eh. I think I have enough ball lightning, so I'm not going to take any cards this turn. Let's go to the question mark. Okay. When in hand, you cannot play more than 3 cards this turn, but gain a ton of gold. I gain 2 normality. Crap. Let's go ahead and fight a boss from the first act and obtain a rare relic. And it's the slime boss. Bonus. So vulnerable, claw, strike. Okay, done. Go for the rebound, claw, go for the eyes, and we'll play those out just for the hell of it. Next turn, I need to drop them below 70 to prevent his big attack from dealing damage to me. So, we will go ahead and set up machine learning because I got the energy. We're going to claw, ball lightning, channel. Then we're going to scrape and hope to draw some really nice stuff. And drop them to 40. So each of these slimes will have 40 hit points, and they'll split on 20. We will self-repair. We will zap. Neither of them are attacking, eh? Alright, so 19 damage from claw, 10 more damage from scrape, and whiff. So I'm going to get weakened and a split. Now would be the time to draw that lightning spell. And I did not do so. So white noise equals static discharge. Discovery equals hyper beam, which will do 26 damage to all targets, but I'll lose 3 focus, but that kills all the enemies. Okay, it won't kill them all completely because of my damage weakness. But I'll just go ahead and finish them off that way. Alright, so do Voodoo. For each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 strength. That's kind of eh. I don't have any curses. If I had the ability to gain 3 curses now, I'd be in good shape. Gain 5 max hit points when I drink it. Recursion. Evoke your next orb. Channel the orb goes just evoked. And it's free since it's upgraded. So, bonus. Begin to fall. I can lose a Zap Plus, lose Self-Repair, lose Go for the Eyes. I don't want to lose any of them! But of the 3, I'd rather lose Go for the Eyes. So, Machine Learning. I started with 6 energy. Capacitor gives me more slots. Beam Cell, vulnerable. Defend. Drink the potion, so I gain 5 max hit points. And now I'm going to take 5. So I've got 13 coming my way, but I should be able to set up a nice... Oh, never mind, I'll just buffer. Problem solved. I thought I was going to set up, stack. Which I still did anyway, but now I'm guaranteed no matter what happens, I won't take damage. This is gonna hurt them. Alright, I'll take 2 from the burn. Nope. I killed him before the burn. So focus potion, gain 2 focus. That'll be nice for the boss. Doom and Gloom. Channel 1 dark, deal 10 damage to all enemies. Oh, man. I like 10 damage to all enemies. But I don't need to channel dark. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip it. It was really hard for me to do that because I like that card. There's still no friggin' all for one. So we're going to remove a card. Strike. Capacitor. We will take a capacitor to increase my slots. Put a skill from your draw pile into your hand and exhaust. What do I have that are skills? Oh, well, defend is a skill. White noise is a skill. Leap is a skill. Stack is a skill. Recursion is a skill. So I'll go ahead and take it, because it'll allow me, if I need one more for defense, I can draw it. Guarantee it. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't smith. Oh well. I'm going to avoid the elite. Fading, shifting. Okay. Dies in 5 turns. Upon losing hit points, loses that much strength until end of turn. Right, so we're going to static charge, because I don't have any defense. So I need to deal a lot of damage this turn. Now I know there's a trophy for defeating this enemy before they fade out of existence. The transient, I believe it's called. Yeah, transient. But I don't think I have that much skill. This is gonna hurt. I only took 7, but then the channel the orb. Yep. So I've got 3 plasma, or I've got 3 defense. Alright, so we're gonna white noise. Electrodynamics is fantastic. Channel 2 lightning. Claw. Scrape. Alright, what do I have in my draw pile that I can pull? I don't have any 0 casting cost skills. So the last thing I want to do is use that because it'll exhaust it for no effect. Alright. I will not be killing the transient before it fades away, but I should survive, I hope. Of course, with a hand like this, it's hard to tell. This hand more resembles a foot. Screw it. I'm going to drink the potion so I can deal 20 to it. 25, because I have the double use of the right hand one. That'll minimize the damage I take. So I'll take 13. And I will channel one more lightning for the final turn. So I will go ahead and claw. I will strike. Machine learning, because I might as well. It gains me 2 hit points, if nothing else. So I'll take 25. I think I will avoid taking any damage this turn. By exactly... Nope, I got it down to 23. And the enemy dies. Okay. All for one. That's going to power so many nice skills. But sadly, I can't smith. So... I can't upgrade it. I have to come back to... remember how I said, oh yeah, I never smith after a while. Well, at the end of turn 7, deal 52 damage to all enemies. You know what? No guts, no glory. Elite it is. The Stone Head. Slow. Whenever you play a card, it receives 10 more damage from attacks this turn. Alright, so, it's going to deal 13. I have only 6 blocks, so... And he's going to start his countdown. Yeah, whenever he counts down to 0, I think he does a big attack. And whiff again. Of course, I have a lot of cards in my deck now, so the chances of me drawing 0 cost cards is less. We're gonna beam cell because I like to be vulnerable. Okay. Recursion is going to give me 2 extra energy, and then it's going to put it in the back. Self-heal. Okay, what do I have left in my draw deck? Just defend. That hardly seems worth using that. So I won't. Okay, what is it? Turn 7? Yeah, I'll do 52 damage at turn 7. Alright, so 30 damage incoming. And I just shuffle my deck. Now's, of course, the time I draw frickin' all for one. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna scrape first in hopes that I got lucky. Alright. Zap. Static Discharge. Now we're gonna drop all for one and get back all of our 0 casting cost cards. And I'm gonna take 25. I'm going to evoke that orb twice to gain the extra energy because I want to hit the Electrodynamics. Adrenaline trophy just earned for having 9 energy at one time. Beam Cell. Claw. Scrape. Get a Claw for 40. And a Claw for 48. And take 35. But the Stone Calendar should be ticking off any time now. Next turn, I believe. And just about finishing this guy off. Goodbye, yeah. I know. Ugh, 40. It's white noise. Hello world is useless. Capacitor. Leap. I've got to kill him this turn. I should have been doing things to kill him. 52. Oh! Stone Calendar saves my butt. Art of War. If you do not play any attacks during your turn, gain extra energy next turn. Boot Sequence. Goes to my hand. That's nice. I'll heal at the fire. This will be the last run for tonight. It's already 9:15 here, and I've got work in the morning. So, question mark, shop, question mark. Seems good. As you slowly make your way up the twisted pathways, you constantly find yourself losing your way, as the walls and ground seem to inexplicably shift before your eyes. The constant whispering voices in the back of your head aren't helping things either. Passing by a structure you have previously seen, you start to question if you're going insane, or if the impossible geography of this place starting to get to you. You need to change something and soon. That's what the voices say anyway, and why would they lie? So I can embrace madness to receive 2 madness cards, but I'll lose 11 hit points. I become Cursed, Writhe, which always appears my opening hand, but I'll heal 21 hit points, and I have a item that'll give me 1 strength. Or I can just lose 4 max hit points. I'm going to go ahead and take the Curse, because the Curse isn't that bad, and now I'll start the battle with extra strength points. I don't think I'll be able to afford anything in the shop unless it's on sale. And I don't want any of it anyway. Then we're going to hit the last question mark. You spot a loose brick within that pillar that catches your eye. So this allows you to put a card that you put there last time you played the game, basically. I'm going to receive violence. I like violence. I'm good with violence. Now I have to take a card from my deck and put it in there. I'm not going to put a curse because I don't want to draw it otherwise. Honestly, I'm really tempted to take that secret technique because it so far has not been useful and might be useful in my next run. So this will heal us to max. Alright, final boss. If I beat this guy, I'll finally clear a run with the Silent. And it is this boss. I beat him before, the Awakened one. So I'm going to gain 10 block, Machine Learning, we're going to Claw Cultists, we're going to Scrape a Cultist. I need to take out the minions. Put 3 random attacks in my draw pile. Let's see if I draw something useful. Keep the run going here. Well, I'm getting a lot of damage on the claws early on, which is fantastic. Because I practically took one of them out. Of course, the problem is now I'm going to take 11 from the boss. Boss heals. Oh, this is going to be a good turn. So we're going to defend. We're going to defend. Then we're going to hit all for one. So Beam Cell is going to weaken, apply vulnerable. We're going to evoke the orb, just because, why not? Deal 21. Deal 21. Deal 16. Deal 18. When this boss runs out of hit points, he will heal for 200. Buffer says that I won't lose any more hit points this turn. We're going to zap. We're going to capacitor. Since I'm not taking any damage, I'm going to go ahead and channel lightning to fill up my slots. That way I'm doing as much damage as possible. And I won't take 44 thanks to the buffer. Or shouldn't have, but apparently the buffer didn't work. First card you play each turn is played twice. Sure, why not? So we'll double claw. Block, apply beam, rebound, and dual cast. Because I want to try and do as much damage as possible before this boss wears me out. I may not make it. This is a whole handful of garbage. In fact, this is 48 damage coming down the pipe and no way to block it. So, sad face, my run is over. Strength. Whenever I play a power card, you gain strength. Didn't realize that. Alright. It was a good run while it lasted. But boss beat my butt soundly. Not like this. Almost enough for the unlock. So anyway, it's getting late. I've already been streaming for 2 hours. I'm going to try and get back into doing this again on Mondays and Friday nights around 7-ish Central. With me really liking Slay the Spire, I suspect that's going to be the game I'll be playing for a bit. I will try and upload this video onto my YouTube channel, which has been neglected. You can find that underneath the name xparrot42. And I guess I'll see you Friday.